Prince Harry recently made his first public appearance following a revealing interview with the BBC, in which he spoke candidly about the ongoing rift between him, his brother Prince William, and their father King Charles III. The appearance, which took place in Las Vegas, was centered around a cause close to his heart, the Diana Award, a charity established to honor the legacy of his late mother, Princess Diana. At the ServiceNow Knowledge 2025 conference, Harry participated in a panel discussion highlighting the achievements of young leaders and advocating for continued investment in youth development. His presence at the event, just days after discussing deeply personal family matters on an international platform, drew attention not just for what he said, but for what it represented, a commitment to his causes despite the turbulence in his personal life. Harry's interview with the BBC had created waves across global media. He spoke with honesty about how he and William had grown apart over the years, describing the emotional distance that now exists between them, and reflecting on his strained relationship with King Charles. He admitted that royal life, public pressure, and differing visions for the future contributed to these familial challenges. He also shared feelings of isolation that began even before he and Meghan Markle decided to step back from their royal duties. The interview painted a picture of a man navigating complex emotions while attempting to define his identity outside of the royal institution. In light of this, his attendance at the Las Vegas event took on even more significance, suggesting a man determined to move forward with purpose. At the conference, Harry sat alongside CEO Dr. Tessie Ojo and two young Diana Award recipients, Sikander Sunny Khan and Christina Williams, for a conversation centered on youth empowerment. The Diana Award, founded in 1999, remains one of the few causes still jointly supported by both Prince Harry and Prince William, despite their differences. The award recognizes young people who work to improve their communities and drive social change, values deeply aligned with Princess Diana's legacy. Harry praised the awardees for their courage and for offering him hope at a time when leadership across the globe often falls short. He noted that the younger generation possesses emotional intelligence, empathy, and an unyielding drive to challenge systemic injustice, qualities he believes are urgently needed in today's world. Harry's words struck a personal chord. He emphasized that leadership should not be reserved for the privileged or the powerful, but should be accessible to all, especially young people from marginalized communities. He encouraged businesses and institutions to invest in youth not only through monetary support but also through mentorship, opportunity, and inclusion. During the discussion, he championed the Pledge to Invest initiative, an effort to rally corporate and philanthropic partners to fund youth-led change. The initiative reflects Harry's growing focus on sustainable social impact through collaborative efforts, a goal that has been evident in his various philanthropic ventures since stepping away from royal duties. Visibly relaxed and passionate, Harry addressed a crowd of innovators and changemakers with conviction. His presence was both symbolic and sincere. It was also poignant, given that the day coincided with his son Prince Archie's 6th birthday and the 2nd anniversary of King Charles III's coronation, a double reminder of the personal milestones and divides that continue to shape his life. Though he did not publicly reference either event during his appearance, the timing added depth to his decision to be there. It showed that while some royal traditions and relationships may have frayed, his sense of duty to his mother's mission remains intact. Observers noted that Harry's tone during the panel was optimistic, even hopeful. He credited the Diana Award recipients with reminding him of the positive change that is possible when youth are empowered and trusted. He admitted that watching these young leaders in action helps him cope with broader disappointments and reminds him of why his work matters. It was a subtle but clear contrast to the tone of his BBC interview, where he had expressed pain, frustration, and a longing for understanding. In Las Vegas, surrounded by youth advocates and changemakers, he appeared reinvigorated, perhaps even reassured that despite family conflicts, he is still creating meaningful change. Despite ongoing speculation about whether a royal reconciliation is possible, Harry made no comments about returning to formal royal duties or attending future family events. Instead, he allowed his actions to speak for themselves. His appearance at the event reinforced his commitment to issues of mental health, youth leadership, and social justice. These have long been areas of focus for both him and Meghan Markle, particularly through their Archewell Foundation. While critics may question the effectiveness or sincerity of his new path, moments like this demonstrate a deep consistency in Harry's values, particularly those that align with his mother's humanitarian legacy. In many ways, the Las Vegas event was more than just a public outing, it was a statement of identity. It showed that Harry is finding ways to carry forward the ideals that shaped his upbringing while forging a path that is authentically his own. By choosing to align himself with the next generation of leaders and changemakers, he is not only distancing himself from the rigid structures of the monarchy, but also carving out a role that feels more organic, more grounded, and more forward-thinking. He may have traded the palace for a conference hall, but in doing so, he is showing that influence and legacy can thrive outside of royal titles. The event closed with Harry thanking the young leaders and calling for continued collaboration between generations. His message was one of solidarity and shared purpose, a call to action that underscored the belief that real change often begins with listening and learning. As the audience applauded, it was clear that the evening had struck a chord with many, not because of Harry's fame, but because of the authenticity and humility he brought to the conversation. Prince Harry's Las Vegas appearance will be remembered not for what was said about his royal past, but for what it revealed about his present and his future. It demonstrated that while the headlines may focus on royal feuds and estrangement, Harry's own narrative is increasingly about reinvention, resilience, and responsibility. He is choosing to lead not with a crown, but with conscience, and in doing so, is perhaps finding a kind of peace that eluded him within palace walls. Through his continued advocacy and support of causes like the Diana Award, Harry is ensuring that his mother's spirit lives on, not just in memory, but in action.